Pope Francis, he offered a message of hope in D.C. back in 2015. That visit had a lasting impact on people who worship at the Cathedral of St. Matthew the Apostle.
One of the men who greeted the Pope 10 years ago shares his memories tonight with Matt Gregory.
It is incredibly rare to have a pope not only visit your city, but also visit your church. And that's kind of evidenced here by this plaque in St. Matthew's Cathedral in DuPont Circle that commemorates Pope Francis's visit to the cathedral, a visit that meant so much not only to the rector and the church itself, but also to Catholics in America. Morning outside St. Matthew's Cathedral, memories inside.
Looking right in my eyes, I will never forget that moment.
In 2015, Monsignor Ronald Jameson, the rector of the cathedral, got word that Pope Francis would come to D.C.
Pretty much once it's announced publicly, it means that some work behind the scenes has already taken place.
Part of that behind-the-scenes work involved arranging a stop at St. Matthew's.
You don't have that experience very often. In fact, never. And I'll probably never have it again.
Pope Francis would hold a prayer service in St. Matthew's with Monsignor Jameson, joined by another rare event. All of the U.S. bishops, leaders of the church, in the pews.
Many, I'm sure, were still, well, what is he all about?
Monsignor Jameson says the prayer service started and the gravity of the moment caught him.
Walking down the aisle, right next to the representative of Christ on earth.
And during the service, the Pope gave the bishops direction on how he wanted them to lead.
But we have to be leaders in terms of how we live our lives, being the face of Jesus to those around us.
Afterwards, the bishops returned to their cars and Monsignor Jameson found himself in a unique spot.
I was left alone with the Pope and the photographer.
A moment immortalized in photo.
I look at that afterwards, I say, I was squeezing it pretty tight there, you know.
And in Monsignor Jameson's memory.
That smile on his face, you know. Do you know how many times that I said, that's my example. You know, that's what I'm to follow.
In D.C., Matt Gregory, WUSA 9.
We have a special look back at the visit from Pope Francis to D.C. back in 2015. It's a show we call From the Archives. It's streaming right after this newscast on WUSA 9 Plus. So download WUSA 9 Plus, our app, right on your TV, and you can watch all of it for free.